the university where it has become the epicenter of violent confrontations between opposition supporters and law enforcers. Now, it is just one street in a city with hundreds of streets. But I can tell you this for free, whatever happens here will definitely have an impact on the entire city. And we know for sure that Nairobi is the economic heartbeat of Kenya and the East African region as a whole.
Politics and economics are very much intertwined. In fact, they are like Siamese twins. In other countries, politics does not affect the economy as much as it happens here. So politicians and the private sector must always remember that the two are very much interconnected.
This has been the scene in Nairobi in the last 1 month as protesters engage law enforcement officers in running battles in Nairobi's financial district. Nairobi controls almost half of the country's economic output, making the county one of the most important drivers of economic growth in the region. Apart from being Kenya's capital city, Nairobi is the regional economic and diplomatic hub of the region, hosting many global embassies and international organization headquarters. Within the business circles, it is widely recognized that when Nairobi sneezes, the region gets a cold. University of Nairobi Economic Lecturer XN Iraki says images of protesters lighting bonfires and engaging police in cat-and-mouse chase game is likely to send a negative message to investors and visitors as well.
If bad things happen in Nairobi, the effect is usually felt to the counties or even to the neighboring countries. So it's very important that the city, the capital city, has some peace, have some economic sense, and have things going as expected by those who live in Nairobi and those who live in the neighboring countries and those who live in the countryside.
Next month, Nairobi is expected to be the epicenter of global trade diplomacy as it gears to host thousands of dignitaries attending the World Trade Organization Summit. In September this year, the city will be thrust in the global limelight again as it hosts world leaders attending the TICAD conference organized by the government of Japan.
Once something goes wrong in Nairobi, it is reflected throughout the supply chain. Even some people who have no idea where Nairobi is are affected by what happens in Nairobi.
The recent confrontations are coming at a time when Kenya's image on the international scene is improving following a streak of terror attacks. The violent protest has also spread to Mombasa, which is Kenya's holiday and tourism nerve center. The coastal city is recovering from a major business and economic disruptions following months of terror-related attacks and travel advisories imposed by Western countries. Iraki is urging politicians to tone down their rhetorics for the sake of the economy.
Somebody in Hong Kong or somebody in London might worry about what is happening here. We live in a very globalized world, and what happens in one part of the country, one part of the world is felt elsewhere. So you cannot say because we are not at the epicenter of the events, we don't care. We need to care.
Yesterday, the Court Coalition said it has suspended their protest calls in a bid to seek consensus on the issue of IEBC.